In this video we will learn how to create sectioning planes based on loft function and a Boolean operation. First of all, I'll do a simple box for my bool operation, and the next thing is I just want to have a loft function and create a shape which I can subtract from my simple box. And with this again, you can also just work on your loft object. I just go into my basic path again, and if I choose my vertex point, for example, like this, and I transform this, you can already see what is happening. It already is a transformation here in my model. Let me just move this to the right, or just like this. You can see what is actually happening. Okay, this is my basic object again. Okay, let's start with this. I just draw a line next to my box, and right mouse click, I can finish my line. Just go into segments. I select this segments and choose divide. So I have a midpoint in my line, and this midpoint, right mouse click, and just say convert to Bezier, so I can form this a little bit better. And the next thing, this is my path, by the way, for my loft function. And the next thing I will do, I just draw another shape next to this, my final shape, and I just choose these hexagon shapes. I'll switch on my star again. Sorry, I take this star shape, by the way. I just draw a star like this, and you can just see that I can form the star. That's fine. I can choose how many points I would like to have, and I just take this shape, and this shape already fits quite well in my geometry. This is good, and that's my first shape. And the next shape, I just copy it as a copy, by the way. And here I just change my parameters, so it's more like a straight box. This is already good enough. Okay, and with this I just build my loft function. So let's choose my path again. I go into compound objects, and then into loft. And this is my path. I go into create shape. This one, and here I already have my box. I just choose a position for my star. I just go into a position of 50% and choose my star shape like this, and I go into 100%, and I go again into get shape, and I choose my rectangle shape again. And there are a lot of transformations I can do, but that's not so important for me right now, because we want to concentrate on my bool operation. So the next thing I will do is I just move this to my object, so that I have a nice intersection with my basic box. If I want to have it in the middle, I just go and just say align, and just click on my box again and align it to center, then it's just in the middle. Like this, and I want to subtract it from my box. And to have a little bit more flexibility, I just copy my object again to the left as an instance, and I just put one edit poly on top, and we just see later on what we can actually do with this. Okay, let's select the box. This is my box. I just go into compound objects, and this time per Boolean. And with subtraction selected, I can just go into start picking and subtract my box. Here we go. This is the result. Okay, it's quite handy that I did this as an instant, because what I can do right now, I can just go into my instant object, and if I just go into my element level and select my element, you can just see what's happening. It's moving in my box, and this is definitely really good, because I can think about different kind of intersections, and that's quite handy. If you're not happy with your bool operation, then you can also just go into Boolean and go into the menu subtraction and just say extract selection, so this object is out again. And if I just, for example, turn this a little bit, I switch off my snap function, turn it like this. Sorry, obviously I want to turn my my loft object, turn it like this, and also turn it a little bit in Z direction, somehow like this. And then I copy it, and also next mirror it and probably X and Y direction. Oh no, that's not so good. I just go again and just mirror it and Y and Z direction, somehow like this. Put it on top again of my object, probably scale it a little bit, make it slightly smaller, somehow like this. I copy this one to as an instant to the right and just see if these are still connected. I'm not so sure about this. Yes, looks really good. So these one are still connected as an instance. So if I just choose my bool operation again, my box, I can go into start picking, and I pick the first one, this object, and I can also pick the second one, this one. And we can see that I have a nice intersection between these shapes, and I can still change them. I can go into my shapes again, this one, and go into edit poly elements, select all, and if I move this in my top view, we can just see that it also has an impact of my bool geometry, and I just adjust it in a way that I like it as a geometry. And next step, I just start with my section model. Okay, this already looks for me okay for the start of for the demonstration. And just remember, there are two shapes inside, number 1 and number 2 in my bool operation. You can look at them. You can also control them in your boolean. So if I just select this, I select all of them, you can see that I can move it inside. Even if in my bool operation, I can take them out again if I just go into pro boolean and just say extract selection. You can also go in your basic loft objects, and if I just select my shape, and this shape was at 50% in my loft, and I change the radius, you can see that it also has an impact of my bool object. So there's a really big option of controlling your object in a really nice and visual way. Okay, let's make sectioning planes out of this. I just select my object, I go into isolate selection. We do this in para3D. So what I do is I just create a plane, a standard plane, just next to this like this, and I don't need any segments. I just go into one. I just move my sectioning plane and my floor plane like this, that I already have my first intersection. And with this, I just open para3D. I just say create parametric array. I want to have 20 objects. I just go into create array. Keep original objects. Normally don't need in this case, but anyhow, I have it now. I just go into my para node, and we just see which kind of dimension I have to select. I think it looks like that it's the Y direction. Let me see what's happening. Yes, it's the Y direction. So what we do is we just add a math controller. I'm add a math controller in my Y direction math controller. That's this one. And next step, I just say I want to have the operation A plus B. And with A, I have to define that it's always that it just adds up. Actually, adds up my items in Y direction. So what I choose something like a link controller. Double click link controller. Here we go. I go into pick a track, and for my object I just want to use in transformation my Y direction. I already tried this. This gives good results, and I always want to build up from the information from the previous item. So I just go into previous item D1, and I update this. Okay, you can already see that they moved in my my top floor, my top view. And next thing, I just choose my my math controller, and in parameter B I just enter another value, for example like 15 centimeters. I go into update, and you see that my sections move 50 centimeters up, and of course I can change my first position, but in this time I just move up my loft object, and you can see that it's already an intersection between my sectioning planes and my loft object. If I want to have a different rhythm in my B operand, then I can also choose a controller for this. I just select my pattern controller, double click, and I can probably think about a rhythm of 50 centimeters and 30 centimeters, and I just update this, and you can see that this is now the rhythm of 30 and 50 centimeters. And I just changed it to 60 centimeters, and let's see that it goes over the whole object. Change it to 70 centimeters, and okay, that's fine. If you want to also change other dimensions, for example like rotation, then first I deselect my Y direction. You just see in which direction it should move. For example like in X direction, I just change it again, or in Y direction. Y direction doesn't look too good, so I think what definitely makes sense is my Z direction. Okay, this is definitely something I can imagine. And here you can also think about a controller. You, for example, go and choose my interpolate controller, and I choose my first sectioning plane, and say add selected. I choose one in the middle, for example like this, and just say add selected. I choose the last one, and again say add selected. And if I choose the one in the middle, you can just see that you're able to select this via your power menu. You can, for example, change the value like this. If I go into update, you see that they're all following, so you just have a rotation in Z direction with your sectioning planes. Okay, let's make a sectioning plane based on my Boolean object. I just select my Boolean objects, and I go again into para and just say assign controller in this terms. And I'm not interested in my basic information of my object, also not in terms of Booleans. So here we go. And I just have to connect these two right now. And for this, first I choose my contour generator to create my sectioning planes. I open my menu all, and I connect para with my para node. And I want to connect my transform with my para, but I can't connect a matrix entrance with my para, so I just need something like a para-link controller. I just open this now like para-link. And here we go. We can now connect my para entrance with my para planes, which I did right now. And if I go into show properties all and I select transform, then you can update this, and you have connected your sectioning planes with my contour generator. Okay, remember we had 20 sectioning planes. If I deselect everything, you can see that the count is 20. And if I want to create my contours, I also have to enter 20 in my contour node. For this, I just deselect everything again in my contour node, and then I go into my basic settings and I just enter 20 contours, 20 counts, I'm sorry. And here we go, and if I go now into generate contours now, we just generated our contours based on my boolean objects, and I can select my parameters and leave my isolate selection toggle and go again into my isolation selection, and here we go. These are my contours, and this already looks quite good. Okay, we can already use this for laser cutting, but I also want to give this a dimension. So I produce a copy. I go into para and say parametric array, and I go into reference, and I want to have a reference of my contours. I just connect it with my contours, and with this I automatically created a copy of all my objects. And if I go into select first member, I can just add something like a shell modifier. If I just add the shell modifier, here we go, we can just see that it's on my first plane. I'll just give this a dimension of, for example, like 20 centimeters. That's quite a lot, like 10 centimeters. I just have to go again into para and say reloaded properties. No, I don't need to access this, and here we go, and here are my sectioning planes of my for my bool model. If I want to change the parameters for my sectioning planes, I can also do this in para3D. I just go into my inner amount. This is T0, and my outer amount. This has a dimension of 10 centimeters. And here again, I can just, for example, enter again my interpolate controller. Double click. And I just choose my sectioning planes I want to adjust. I go into my first object and just say add selected. I choose one in the middle, say add selected, and I just choose this one and say add selected item. And then I choose the one in the middle again, and for example say here this one should has a dimension of 40 centimeters. And if I update this, you can see that my sectionings changed a little bit dense right now, and I just change it to 30 centimeters, somehow like this. And the first one, for example, I go and just change it to 5 centimeters. The last one I also changed to 5 centimeters, and I update this again, and you can see that I'm kind of getting closer. I think here I didn't enter 30 centimeters, somewhere like this. Okay, if you want to use this for laser cutting, then I'll just create another parametric array as a reference, and I copy again my contours like this. And the only thing I have to do is in transform I use something like a packing controller, PAC packing controller, double click as a rectangle packing. Just have to think about the dimensions, and I just have an area of 10 by 10 meters. This is probably fine, and just have distance of 10 centimeters. And if I update this, you can already see that here are my contours again, my sectionings, and this I can just export to the laser cutter actually.